The views shared herein are of my own thoughts and opinions and are a reaction or response of alleged occurrences, statements, actions, and or events. In today's episode, I'm going to talk about the WNBA All-Star Game. We definitely got to discuss it, man. What a game it was. We're going to also talk about Team USA basketball. We're going to get into some little bit of NBA, mixing that into it. And I'm going to talk about definitely how do I feel about Cee Dee Lamb holding out on the Cowboys, man. Very disappointing news. I'm not liking what I'm hearing, but we will discuss that also. And last but not least, the Let's Talk About It segment. But first,
I said I'm ready for greatness. 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 I said I'm ready for. You learn to live no strange. I said I'm ready for greatness.
yo, what's up and welcome to episode 13 of the Ill Chill Will Show. Thank y'all for joining me once again. You can catch me each and every Thursday on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. You can pretty much find me somewhere everywhere. Thank y'all for joining me this week. If you would like to follow me on social media, on TikTok and Instagram, I go by the same handle. It's at @illchill_will. And on X, I go by @ill_chill_will. Thank y'all once again for joining me this week. Please support the show by liking, subscribing, following, and sharing this show. But once again, I hope y'all had a great week, man. A great weekend. This weekend, it was great, man. Like I said, the WNBA All-Star Game, it was crazy, man. Crazy game. Team USA going up against the WNBA All-Stars. If y'all missed it, y'all missed a great one. But first, shouts out to Alicia Gray, man. She made history and she padded her pockets a lot, man. She won not only the skills competition, but she also won the three-point competition, man. Like the three-point contest, it was great for her. $55,000 a piece for both events, and she came in first on both. So hats off to her, man. Great for her. Happy that she was able to do that. Now, getting to the actual game on Saturday, man. I put on Instagram, on my story, I posted pretty much saying, hands down, man, that was one of the best All-Star games I've seen in years, men's or women. Like, that was an awesome All-Star game, man. And I just love watching it because it was like no stopping, no like nonstop aggressive play, man. Hard fouls. The NBA players can learn from this. When you watch the NBA All-Star games, and y'all know what I'm talking about, they're not playing defense. They're not really trying to hard foul or anything like that. It's like everyone is just taking their time and nobody really wants to compete. Not with this All-Star game, not the WNBA All-Star game. From start to finish, you saw hard foul after hard foul. Everyone wanted it. A'ja Wilson knocking down her former teammate, Alicia Gray, by the way. Same woman that I said that won the skills competition and the three-point contest. They used to be teammates for South Carolina. She hard fouled her, and she pretty much cleaned her clock, man. Then she had a nerve to imitate her, saying that she was flopping, which she wasn't. But the fact that she did that, and this is an all-star game, man. Like, that is crazy. Like, I love seeing the competition and from start to finish. Now, I was talking to my cousin about it. He said it may have had something to do with, the Team USA aspect. But me personally, I feel like that didn't have anything to do with it. I feel like, like just the women's sport, period. Like, they're very competitive, man. And it was just great seeing them get out there and get out of it. Baby Kobe, man. Baby Kobe, Arike, man. She did her thing out there, winning MVP, 34 big points. Like she was pretty much unstoppable, and she scored that whole 34 in the second half. Like she didn't even have any points in the first half, but the second half, she came out roaring and she led the WNBA All-Stars to the victory. And by the way, this is not the first time she did this. Back in 2021, when Team USA played the WNBA All-Stars, Arike, once again, she dropped points, 26 points in that game, and she led the WNBA All-Stars to a victory that time too. So, I mean, we got to think about this. Like, she's not on Team USA. What's going on? Like, but look, I understand why she wasn't picked, but at the same time, it's kind of hard to justify when she goes out there and she dropped 34 points on a team that's going to represent our country. But like I said, she got it. WNBA All-Star game. It was great. Now, switching to the WNBA TV deal, we got to talk about that. Deal was struck between the NBA, and it was for $76 billion for 11 years, and that deal is with ESPN, ABC, Disney, their franchise of networks, including also newcomers NBC and Prime Video. So who is the odd company out? It's TNT, by the way. TNT, they were saying that they were going to exercise their right to match, but the NBA blocked that, rejecting them the opportunity to do that. So now we're looking at a possible lawsuit going into the season. But right now, going into the last year, like, of this current TV deal, I mean, TNT, they're on the outside looking in. This is going to be that last season, the 2025 season. It's going to be that last season having the NBA for a very long time. Now, they can sue all they want, but when it comes down to it, if you have your owner of your network saying that TNT doesn't need the NBA, that doesn't look good. But not just that. Let's think about this. The NBA, they wanted to really broaden themselves even more, as if they're not big enough, but they wanted to be like just bigger than TNT could really take them. Like TNT, they don't have a streaming service like Amazon. Now, Prime Video, they're going to be able to stream the NBA in several different ways. They're also going to carry the NBA League Pass this year, by the way, for those of you who want to get the NBA League Pass. Amazon Prime Video will have it. So not this upcoming season, but after this season, Amazon Prime Video, they're going to have the NBA League Pass. I'm very excited about this, man. Like, we're pretty much streaming everything. That's pretty much what looking at TV is becoming now. Like, broadcast television is really starting to become extinct in a certain way. And TNT, they wasn't trying to budge. They wasn't trying to get better. And on top of that, you're dissing the product that you want, the product that's bringing viewership to your network. So now, I mean, TNT, they're going to be in for a rude awakening not having the NBA. I mean, what else did they have besides the NBA to air on television? And I know you're not going to sit up here and tell me AEW, because the WWE, they're killing it once again with Triple H at the helm. So AEW ain't going to cut it, man. So it's a collision course for TNT to be going down in the near future. Now, I also wanted to talk about how much out of this TV deal. Like I said, it's going to be $76 billion, y'all. $76 billion. That's approximately, $6.9 billion a year for the NBA. So how much is the WNBA making? Well, they're going to get $200 million out of that deal per year, bringing them to $2.2 billion over the next 11 years. Now, the question is that fair or isn't that fair? Well, the commissioner of the WNBA, she was looking for their TV deal to double. And the NBA did her something better than that. They not only doubled it, but they also took it a little higher. Okay, the current deal right now is $60 million a year. I talked about that a couple of episodes ago. Now they're getting $200 million. So the NBA doubled it and plus gave them an extra $80 million to play with. Now, how would this affect the players' salaries? We shall see. But we need to take out a lot of misconceptions about the women's pay and all of these false narratives, I'll say. First of all, the Caitlin Clark effect, it must go. Mainly because that whole media push and that whole statement is very disrespectful to women that came before Caitlin, the Maya Moores, the Cheryl Swoops, the Candace Parkers. Like I can go on and on, like it's so many great players that came before Caitlin Clark. So to say the Caitlin Clark effect, like she's the sole reason why everything is happening for the WNBA, disregarding all of the sweat and the tears and the blood that all of the other legends of the game put on the floor, that's not fair at all. Now, am I saying that I don't like Caitlin Clark by saying this? No. I love Caitlin Clark. I love her game. She's the reason why I even started watching our play. Like, I didn't even know the Buckeyes were really that good at basketball until I heard about number 22 on their team that was shooting threes from Steph Curry range. So she brought me to the TV. She brought a lot of viewers to the TV, but she's not the only one that brought viewers to the TV. Like, we can't just give her all of the credit. The charter planes this year, like, that's not, you can't give her all of that credit. Like, you can definitely give her credit for it because, yeah, she has put a lot more eyes on the league, but at the same time, the media push the Caitlin Clark effect. You got to lose it and drop it. Allow her to be in the mix. It's almost like she's being labeled the favorite child. And I mean, as a parent, you don't want your children to feel like one child is getting more than the other or one child is doing more than the other. Y'all get what I'm saying. So with that being said, man, like we have to ditch that narrative first and foremost. Okay, so the next false narrative as far as the WNBA players wanting to make the same as the NBA players. That's another false narrative. Like, they don't want to make the same amount as the NBA players. Matter of fact, Kelsey Plum of the Las Vegas Aces, she was on an interview. I don't know when it was, but I watched a little piece of it on Instagram, and she said, look, she don't expect to make the same amount as LeBron. She's saying what they want is a better percentage of the revenue. Okay, so the NBA players right now, in their CBA agreement with the NBA, they're getting a 50-50 split. So 50-50 split of jersey sales, just everything that the owners are getting, they're getting a 50-50 split. Whereas though the WNBA players, they're only getting 10%. Kelsey Plum jersey can sell out 1 million times and she doesn't get a dime of that. And that's not fair. So they want a better split of the revenue that's coming in. Now, hopefully this $200 million can do something a little more for them. I don't know how they're going to do. You got reports out there that could be false, kind of not false, of the WNBA losing $10 million a year since they've been around since 1997, and now all of a sudden this year is going to be the biggest. They're losing $50 million, but at the same time they're bringing in a new franchise next year in the Golden State Valkyrie, and they had to pay a $50 million expansion fee. So how can you be losing $50 million, but you're gaining $50 million from an expansion fee that a franchise have to pay to get into the league? So that's kind of strange. Now, you also have Toronto. They have a WNBA franchise that will be coming in the following year. So that's going to bring the teams to 14, and they're planning to get to 16 teams by year 2028. So the WNBA, they're starting to move in the right direction. The WNBA players, like, they're able to opt out of their CBA agreement with the WNBA after this season, and they should. It's right on time. More money is available, and I hope that they can negotiate a better revenue split, because right now just being able to get 10% and these narratives being pushed out there, like the WNBA, they're not making money, they're losing money, and all these different things that's being floated out there. Must stop it. I hope they get what they deserve, because they really do. Like I said, that All-Star game was awesome. The WNBA season been awesome so far. What's not to love about it? But let's look more into the NBA. Let's not forget about the NBA. The NBA owns 60% of the WNBA. So they negotiated this TV deal. So how is it ESPN and their network, where Disney and their networks, ESPN and ABC and NBC and Prime Video, is this their evaluation on how much the WNBA should get, or is this the NBA just saying, hey, we're gonna just give you $200 million? I would really like to know that, because Cheryl Miller, the great Cheryl Miller, she coached the WNBA All-Star team. She said that when questioned about the WNBA getting a $2.2 billion TV deal being on the table, this was before it was signed today, and she was like, she felt like it was lowball. And I must agree with her on that. You know, she said 2 is good, but 8 would be a lot more better. And I agree with her. Like $800 million, that would accumulate to $8.8 billion over the next 11 years. And I feel like that's not bad. That's not bad. I mean, the NBA, they're getting $76 billion. So, I mean, you can just giving the WNBA 2.2 is like, I'm just really wondering, how did they come up with this number? If it was them or if it were the TV networks. Like, I feel like that is a huge question. And like I said, with Cheryl Miller, I feel like she hit it right on the nose. The number should be higher. But with that being said, once again, the WNBA commissioner, like I said earlier, she wanted to double the TV deal, and the NBA did double it, but I feel like they're still worth more than $200 million. They should be getting more than that, but we must see. Thus far, they have been great. It's also been some things said about certain WNBA ownerships, like certain teams not really being wanting to like push the league further, like really being content with what they have, and that's not good. The NBA, when you think about the NBA been around for 77 years. They really didn't start hitting their stride. It wasn't until they merged with the ABA in 1976. So when they merged, that gave them 22 teams all together, and they had different teams in like in different places: West Coast, East Coast, Midwest, out of the country, in Toronto. Also, they had Vancouver. You got to remember, the Memphis Grizzlies were in Vancouver until they were moved to Memphis. But so the NBA, they had a strong reach, and this vision was by David Stern. David Stern became the commissioner of the NBA. I think it was in 1984. Correct me if I was wrong. But with that being said, his vision was to make the NBA global, and he succeeded with that about 20 times, 50 times over, man. Like, his vision was huge. So the other WNBA owners, they have to really get on the same page, and everyone have to want this and push the women's game stronger and longer and better than ever, man. Like, I need to find out how much it is to be a part of a WNBA franchise ownership, because I would love to do it, and I would be boots down on the ground, man, trying to push the league further and further, because it's a great product. I say it all the time on my show. The WNBA, it's a great product, man. They deserve to be pushed. All-Star Game was just the tip of the iceberg. Like, every single night, these women are out there and they're playing their hearts out, man. And for the shady guys that's on TikTok, man, and I'm not going to say too much on Instagram. The shady guys on TikTok, because when I post WNBA videos on TikTok, I get a whole lot of boys, not men, a whole lot of boys commenting on women's basketball. And it's like, if you don't like women's basketball, you can scroll past the video. Before every video I put, WNBA is in the title of my video. As soon as you hear me talking about it, just scroll past. Don't take the time to make a horrible comment about a game that you don't even watch, and all you want to do is talk about appearances and how this one look and how this team act. Like, it's highly unnecessary, man. Great product. I love what they're doing. NBA, I hope the NBA is not being shady. But with that being said, talking about men's basketball, the men's basketball national team, the U.S. Lakers, man. Like, let me stop playing. Like, LeBron James, 39-year-old LeBron James, he's carrying Team USA right now. And I'm trying to figure out how and why is he doing it. Like, you have an NBA champion on the team. He didn't win Finals MVP, but still, Jason Tatum. And, like, you have Anthony Edwards. He was big for the Western Conference. Like, you have guys on this team that can take over games, but yet it's LeBron, Steph Curry alone. I mean, like, what in the world? But it's LeBron that's happened to bail out Team USA. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. But I'm not going to feed into the hype that's going on with all of this. Well, the USA, they should be dominating. No, they shouldn't. The world has caught up. All of these basketball clinics that's been pushed, part of David Stern's vision to make basketball global, you're seeing it right now. You're seeing the success of that. The rest of the world, they have caught up and they're a lot better. You can't disrespect the team. You got to come ready to play every team. So it's not going to be easy for the USA. Look, I'm going to correct myself. I said that they were going to run through the Olympics and win the gold medal. And man, I was even wrong. So I was wrong. I can admit that. The world has caught up, man, and we have to respect that. We have to respect that every team is a threat to the USA, just like USA is the threat to every team. So you can't just put together a lot of all-stars and just expect them to go and win gold like back in 1992 with the Dream Team. Like, that's not going to happen anymore because the world has caught up. Will Team USA still win gold? I believe that they will. It will be a tough road to that goal, and hopefully LeBron don't tire himself out for the season, man. Come on now, LeBron, you got to calm down. The LA Lakers need you bad, man. How far will we go? I don't know, because speaking of that, I mean, come on. We got the Mavericks getting Spencer Dinwiddie back underneath our noses, and not to mention the Bucks. Like, the Bucks got Gary Trent Jr. a couple of days ago. Like, what in the world? Like, they already got the Leon Wright, so it's like the Bucks, they're really building their team up stronger and better. They still have Pat Bev from last year, so they're getting stronger. Some players might not be coming back. Pat Connaughton, he could be on a chopping block with these two signings. But with that being said, did the Bucks get better? Yes, they did. The Mavericks got better. Like, every team in the West, they're sneaking up underneath my Lakers' noses, man, and they're getting some players. So LeBron, save some energy, man. Anthony Davis, please don't get hurt. We need you, man. Please don't get hurt, man. Don't trip. Don't fall. Don't do nothing, man. We need you. We need LeBron. But go Team USA. Not just the men's, but the women's team also, national basketball team. I know y'all going to win gold. Go Team USA. And just go Team USA, period, for every single sport, every single event. Can't wait for the open ceremony. LeBron James carrying the American flag, by the way. That's great, man. That's great for LeBron. He's having a big week, man, making a whole lot of history and doing some great things, and I really appreciate him, man. So what do y'all think? I know I've been rambling on for a long time. What do y'all think about Team USA? Do y'all think they will win gold? And if so, will it be hard or will it be easy? Do y'all think any other team can take them out? What do y'all think about the new TV deals for the NBA and the WNBA? Do y'all feel like the NBA has been a little shady with this $200 million? Do y'all feel like they did what they should have done? And also, the WNBA All-Star Game. Did y'all see it? What did you think? How did you feel about it? Like, just looking at it. Caitlin Clark, yeah, she brought a lot of viewers to the screen, but okay, I'm going to ask the Caitlin Clark fans, how do you feel about Arike and all the other women that displayed their talent? You get to see that it's not just Caitlin Clark that's talented. It's a whole lot of talented players for the WNBA. So, hey, with that being said, we're going to get into the Dallas Cowboys. Cee Dee Lamb, man. He's holding out. Why? Why are you holding out, Cee Dee? We need you, man. We need you, and you're holding out. This is not good. This reminds me of Zeke Elliott holdout, who's back by the way. It's very ironic, but this is the last year of his rookie deal. Would I prefer him being to camp? Yes, I would have preferred him to do voluntary mini camps and mandatory mini camps simply because it would have definitely helped keep him in shape. You know, I don't want him coming back catching a hamstring injury because he's holding out for a contract. Now, at the same time, it's like when a player wants that money, I'm for every player getting paid. But can the Cowboys do anything about this? You got to think about it. They still need to sign Dak Prescott. He's in the last year of his deal. You got Michael Parsons and his rookie deal. Like, Cowboys got some money problems, man. And they really have to figure out who they're going to let go, who they're going to keep. You can't keep everybody. I'm still trying to figure out how the 49ers are able to keep everybody. Like, I don't know what they're doing with their books, but the Cowboys, we got to figure out these books, man, because if we let Dak Prescott walk out the door, that's definitely not good. That's not going to work at all. That's not going to work at all. And if we let Cee Dee walk out the door, well, we better have someone to replace him. But in my opinion, I feel like it would be a lot harder to replace Dak Prescott than it would be to replace Cee Dee Lamb. I'm just keeping it real. Now, do Dak need Cee Dee Lamb? Yes, he does. But Cee Dee Lamb needs Dak a lot more than Dak needs Cee Dee Lamb because who's going to throw you the ball? You can't throw the ball to yourself and catch the ball at the same time. So they need each other, but I feel like Cee Dee needs Dak more. Cee Dee wouldn't have had that historic year last year without Dak. And Dak is one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the league. He's always disrespected, but he's one of the best quarterbacks in this league. And the Cowboys, they're in trouble. Like Cee Dee Lamb, I hope Cee Dee Lamb gets into camp. I hope they can get a deal done. But you saw the money. You saw the money that Justin Jefferson for the Minnesota Vikings, you see what he got, man. So it's like, what in the world? Like, how are you going to match that? The Cowboys just don't have the money to go 20+ million on Cee Dee Lamb right now. Like, it's just hard to do. It's hard to do. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know if they can get to Jalen Waddle's number, you know? So it's just hard to do for the Cowboys right now. And Cee Dee Lamb, he's holding out. He has a right to do that. Like I said, he deserves to be paid, and I hope he does be paid. I want him to be a Cowboy. You know, he's a very big part to the Cowboys' success last season. He's going to be a big part to the Cowboys' success this season. We definitely going to need him to win some games, man. But in the meantime, Dallas Cowboys, listen to me. Fix them uniforms, man. We need some new uniforms. Some more color or something. Give us a blackout uniform or something, man. Change the helmets or something, man. We looking too basic out there. We don't got to be like the Oakland Raiders and Pittsburgh Steelers and the Green Bay Packers. Everybody want to stay traditional. Nah, man, let's step outside of our box. I would like for my Cowboys to have better jerseys, man. I can't stress this point enough. And even though I'm not a Packers fan or a Steelers fan or a Raiders fan, but really y'all can fix y'all uniforms too, man. Like, come on, man. We can have some futuristic uniforms, but still have the classic ones also. But mainly for my Cowboys. Yeah, I mean, all those other teams, they can do what they want to do. But for my Cowboys, man, come on, please. Please, man. Straighten it up, please. But what do y'all think about Cee Dee Lamb, Cowboy fans? If you're listening to this podcast and you like the Cowboys, what do y'all think about Cee Dee Lamb? What can the Cowboys do to get him signed, man? Like, where can we find the money at? Should Dak be the priority first, which I feel like he should? Michael Parsons, is he the outside man looking in? It would be tough to lose him, but honestly, if we had to lose Michael Parsons and keep Cee Dee and Dak, I'll take that. I'll take that all day. Even though I don't want it to happen, but I would take that all day. But I'm interested to know what do y'all think about it. When we come back, we will be getting into the Let's Talk About It segment. Let's talk about it. Justice and rest in peace for Sonya Massey, man. This is crazy what happened to this young black woman, man. It's very unfortunate. You know, when you think of calling the authorities, you're calling the authorities because you need help. And this woman needed help. So she did what everyone could think to do. Like if you feel like your life is threatened, first thing you think of is calling the police most of the time. So she called the police, and the police came there, and before you know it, she's shot and killed in her kitchen. This is unacceptable, man. And the bad part about it was the police tried to cover themselves. They tried to cover their steps, saying that she committed suicide and telling the hospital, you know, that someone shot her. Like so many different stories that they changed up trying to cover it up. And it took the body cam, thank God it took the body cam to see what actually happened. This was horrible, man. This was horrible. If you saw the video, please someone tell me, did she look threatening? Did she look like she was threatening them with a pot of boiling water? Because if you saw the video, she was not doing that. She wasn't a threat to them at all. And Deputy Grayson, he used lethal force. It was unnecessary. How many times must this happen for something to be done? I'm tired of seeing it. I know y'all tired of seeing it. Prayers and condolences to her family. This is an unfortunate loss, man. She leaves to this world a 17-year-old son that's going to have to grow up the rest of his life without his mom. We shouldn't have to fear calling the police. We shouldn't have to fear being pulled over. I'm talking about black people. We shouldn't have to fear that. We shouldn't have to fear the police. The police supposed to serve and protect. Protect. Big on that. This is unfortunate. Justice for Sonia Massey. And rest in peace, my sister. This is very unfortunate. We got to do better, man. I'm tired of seeing it. It's a constant quest to try to be better today than you were yesterday and better tomorrow than you were the day before. Kobe Bryant, we got to do better, man. Prayers, man. Prayers. Pray for America. That's my time. Talk to y'all next week. Peace and blessings.